I have great pleasure in introducing Sutapa Sinha from Calcutta University. He's going to talk about the coin collection of James Prinsep, great James Prinsep, one of the founding fathers of Indian numismatics, and his collection sits in the British Museum.
Good afternoon to everyone who are online, and good afternoon everybody present here. Last year was the 225th birth anniversary of James Prinsep, Sir James Prinsep, and we all know about James Prinsep's formidable contribution towards his varied facets of interest, and starting from field of chemistry, town planning, census, natural sciences, paleontology to Indian numismatics and epigraphy. And Prinsep's contribution towards Indian numismatics has been thoroughly researched by many scholars from Europe as well as from India since middle of 19th century. I was asked to write something on James Prinsep collection in British Museum, but frankly speaking, I never looked at only for the James Prinsep collection. What I did, I made thorough documentation of more than 650 coins of Bengal Sultanate period, and there I found that there is a very small group of coins which came from James Prinsep collection, which is numbered around, less than 20 coins is there. And I started with that. I mean, it was, I worked here 27 years back. So I started with all my old files and all. And while going through those things, I found that, well, there are so many things that we never looked at probably. And let's, proceed with that shortcomings, or maybe you can say the lacunas which has not been done yet. So I have started with that, and then I'm quite hopeful that in future, if we can go on with this project, carry on with this further, and it would be a good contribution towards the Indian numismatic history. Let me start with the particular topic that I'm trying to present. It's based on my recent article, James Prinsep and his numismatic collection at the British Museum, which was published in the special issue of Journal of the Asiatic Society, volume 66, published in October 2024 to commemorate the 225th birth anniversary of James Prinsep. James Prinsep, a British Orientalist and antiquarian, was a versatile scholar who made significant contributions, besides a wide range of other fields, to Indian numismatics and epigraphy during the mid-19th century. His work primarily focused on deciphering ancient Indian coins and inscriptions, which proved crucial in understanding historical and cultural identities of early India. The coin cabinet of the British Museum in London, presently under the Department of Money and Medals, houses one of the world's largest and most comprehensive collection of coins, as we all know. The museum received a substantial number of coins from explorers, archaeologists, bureaucrats, including notable figures like Charles Mason, William Marsden, Alexander Cunningham, Richard Byrne, and James Prinsep also. In connection with my research on Bengal Sultanate coins and coin hoards taken up in 1998, it was found that a small number of coins of that series belong to the James Prinsep collection preserved since 1847. And it was done during my 4-month tenure of UK visiting fellowship. I was in the information I retrieved from that, which you can see in this present slide during that time, from the Accession Register of the British Museum, Coins and Medal, Volume 4. And I had occasion to publish this information already on Prinsep collection in briefly in some other volume. It says that on December 1st, 1847, a number of 2,600 coins and antiquities were purchased by the British Museum. These items were purchased from executors of the late James Prinsep. The last column of remarks on the same page of the register notes, the bill says coins and antiquities and this purchase made wide bill number such and such. This note indicates that not only coins but also some other antiquities from Prinsep collection were acquired in 1847 for a sum of 500 pounds sterling only. Here I like to throw some light on some textual reference about the same collection before it was sold to the museum. Henry Toby Prinsep James Prinsep's elder brother, he published a book in 1844, just 4 years after his untimely demise, titled Historical Results from Bactrian Coins Discovered in Afghanistan, where I first noticed the reference of this collection. In his preface, H.T. Prinsep categorically mentioned the reason and opportunity Prinsep had for developing his private cabinet of coins. He observes that owing to James Prinsep's dual position as the secretary of the Asiatic Society of Bengal and the editor of its journal, to quote Henry Toby Prinsep, he was naturally placed in direct and constant communication with those engaged in the work of practical discovery, and the assistance and instruction he was thus enabled to give and readily and freely imparted to those who, by the accident of position, were led to prosecute such researchers, or who, by other means, became possessed of objects of antiquarian curiosity, and so frequently acknowledged by the gift of the articles discovered that a very rich and extensive cabinet was the fruit. So, H.T. Prinsep also briefly mentioned the richness and variety of his brother's collection, which was otherwise unsorted and uncatalogued, within quotation. Yet he never specified the number of coins and other antiquities. He never specified the number of coins and other antiquities in the collection. However, to understand the basic categories of coins in the collection, H.T. Prinsep's direct and brief evaluation is important for this discussion. The present note, as he wrote in the preface, the present note is confined to Bactro-Aryan relics, but the late Mr. James Prinsep's cabinet is richer far in coins of India, Buddhist and Brahmanical, extending from periods of the most remote antiquity to the date of Mohammedan conquest, and for these, a separate study, and if the subject be of sufficient general interest, a separate note of explanation may be required. Prinsep's meticulous research on coins and other artifacts unearthed in British India was regularly published and disseminated through the Journal of the Asiatic Society of Bengal, spanning from 1832 to 1838. That is the period Prinsep was there as the Secretary of Asiatic Society, and he actually changed the name of the journal as well in 1832, where he documented his findings with detailed engravings and drawings. All of those edited and published later by Edward Thomas in 1858 in that voluminous work in 2 volumes, Essays on Indian Antiquities, Historic, Numismatic and Paleographic of the late James Prinsep. In addition to the work published in JASP, the Asiatic Society served as a central repository for all these discoveries, and many items were deposited in the Society's museum. This institutional collection was complemented by the private collection of the scholars and officials who were directly involved in the excavation and study of these artifacts. This practice of building personal collection was quite common among those engaged in the exploration and scientific study of the antiquities, particularly from the late 18th century onwards, and the Prinsep collection of coins and antiquities was no exception. I'm trying to gather the information that how did he collect those coins, how the coins came in his collection. And it was a quite common practice. As and when you collect coins or antiquities, you find those, you took it back to the repository like Asiatic Society, a certain percentage of coins, after you decipher all those things, a certain percentage came automatically to your personal collection. So that is, of course, one of the main source that he collected all these coins. Most of these coins, I'm sure. H.T. Prinsep stated another very important point. To quote him, the cabinet thus came to his widow, rich and various, but unsorted and uncatalogued. In this condition, she applied to the author, that means to H.T. Prinsep, of the following pages for advice and assistance to its disposal. This statement implies that H.T. Prinsep played a key role in managing the coin collection and other antiquities belonging to his younger brother after his brother's demise. It suggests that H.T. Prinsep undertook this responsibility at the request of his brother's widow, Harriet Prinsep, who likely needed assistance in handling this valuable collection, perhaps. It is interesting to note here that H.T. Prinsep's name was not mentioned mentioned by Prinsep himself, James Prinsep himself, as one of the executors of his last will, which was executed on 21st November 1939, where he appointed his wife Harriet, brother William, brother-in-law Henry Alexander Aubert. Thus, the question arises how H.T. Prinsep's name has been recorded as the executor of the trust in the accession register of 1847 of the British Museum. Was there any legal document that empowered H.T. Prinsep to act as the executor of the deal of selling those coins on behalf of Mrs. Harriet Prinsep? Or what was the exact, what was the reason behind it? We are not sure at this point of time. This action might have involved selling, donating, and otherwise distributing the important collection of Prinsep. He must have thought that the British Museum is the most suitable institution to preserve this invaluable collection. This extensive and rich cabinet was presumably sold in its entirety to the British Museum in 1847 by H.T. Prinsep as an executor of the trust, as recorded in the museum register. It is possible that other museums in UK might possess parts of Prinsep collection, but none have been reported so far. In addition to above, Elizabeth Errington and Vesta Curtis, both formerly of this British Museum, in their article draw our attention to 3 volumes of Prinsep's manuscripts which are preserved in the Ashmolean Museum, Oxford. These manuscripts comprise correspondences, rubbings, and information on coins and inscriptions sent to him by Charles Mason, Cornel Stacey, Alexander Burns, and others, his working notes, and a posthumous catalogue of 1066 coins in his collection. It says James Prinsep's Oriental Coins, 3 volumes, and it is preserved in Ashmolean Museum, Heberden Coin Room. I hope to visit Ashmolean to look at this manuscript as well. And there is the one title page of the catalogue, which is we have tried to decipher. Since this posthumous catalogue of 1066 coins mentioned above does not bear any name, it is plausible that the catalogue was actually prepared by H.T. Prinsep, though one cannot be certain on that score. Who prepared this catalogue and why the number of coins is less than half of the total sold to the British Museum remains unresolved unless one thoroughly examines the Ashmolean manuscripts. Prinsep's correspondence, his working notes, and information on coins and inscriptions sent to him by people like Charles Mason, Stacey, as we have already mentioned, are of immense importance for understanding and reconstructing the history of his collection. For the first time, Errington and Curtis asserted the exact number of coins bought by the museum in their essay. To quote them, on 1st December 1847, Prinsep collection of antiquities and 2,642 coins were sold to the British Museum by the executor of his estate. The antiquities include the Buddhist relic deposits from Great Stupa of Manikyala in the Punjab, given to Prinsep by General Ventura. The coins comprise one of the most comprehensive collections from the Indian subcontinent in the museum. Thus, the collection of antiquities includes Buddhist reliquary caskets that General Jean-Baptiste Ventura excavated from Manikyala Stupa in 1833 and handed over to Prinsep for study and preservation. 2 successive articles were published by James Prinsep himself in the same volume of Journal of Asiatic Society of Bengal on the Manikyala excavation carried out by General Ventura. Now, these are the reliquary collection which British Museum have, and we have seen these photos in Elizabeth Errington's article, Prostitutes of Asia as well, I think. Now I should come into the collection itself. I have not seen all those coins, which I expect to do it in the forthcoming 4 weeks. I'm going to discuss about the collection and will focus on the problems and research gap lying there. I should mention it clearly that I have not physically examined all these 2,642 coins yet. However, a critical analysis of the above mentioned sources, we have found three categories of sources. Firstly, the British Museum began to publish a series of catalogue of Indian coins in its collection since 1884. And 7 volumes of catalogues were published until 1936. The 8th one was published in 2011 by Paramdeep Khera. So that is the one. So that is first and foremost source for my research. A careful study of these catalogues revealed that coins from the Prinsep collection have been selectively included in some of the volumes, along with coins from other collection. An intensive study of only 17 coins, which I mentioned in the very beginning, from the Prinsep collection belonging to the governors and sultans of Bengal have been done as early as in 1998 by myself. The small group of coins shed light on the previously unknown details of the Prinsep collection in the museum. And last but not the least, and very important source for my work, is digital database of Prinsep coin collection has been downloaded to develop this article in the absence of original coins when I was in Calcutta last year for the entire Prinsep collection housed in the museum. A critical analysis of the above mentioned sources, along with an intensive study of 17 coins from Prinsep collection belonging to the governors and sultans of Bengal, has been done, and the result led us to estimate previously unknown details. Several ambiguities regarding their identification, inappropriate placement in the collection in the museum, in the cabinets, inadequate publications, and related issues persist even after 175 years of the collection's deposition in this museum. A table of only 22 coins of the Turkish rulers of Bengal, that is 13th to 16th century CE, has been prepared. With the basic details, I'm not very sure is it visible or not, but well, some of the points are very important. The tables of 22 coins I have prepared with the basic details that belong solely to Prinsep collection, studied by me long back. These coins were compared with relevant pages of the register of the museum, as well as with the online database, confirming that 15 silver coins and 2 gold coins of the series actually belong to the Prinsep collection. In the cabinet, it says it's 22 coins for the Bengal. Actually, it was not. 5 coins I identified which belong to the Delhi Sultanate. They don't belong to Bengal. So these kind of ambiguities are still there. Here the coins have been only as a case study of 22 coins, we find this kind of discrepancy. So you can imagine about all the other things. There may not be some other mistakes, but it could be. Here the coins have been arranged according to the sequence of their registration numbers recorded in the register. Therefore, chronological order of the king's timelines could not be maintained for the first 3 entries, one of Samshuddin Ilyas Shah and 2 of Ghiyasuddin Bahadur Shah. These coins were mistakenly listed under Afghan sultans of Hindustan in the accession register, and the numbers were assigned to that group. I'm just going through these things. It implies that occasionally the register incorrectly recorded coins within inappropriate groups for some reasons or the other. This may also suggest that these coins of Prinsep collection were sold without any inventory prepared by the previous owner or by the executor. The curator who recorded them in the register was unable to identify the Islamic coins accurately in 1847, may be the case. Later, another curator might have correctly identified these coins and relocated them to the Bengal Sultan's cabinet of the museum. This scenario might have taken place to any other group of the coins from Prinsep collection. Fortunately, all these 17 coins of the series under question are published in BMC, British Museum Catalogue Volume 2, with some incorrect readings or information. Errors occurred in the BM online database too, even though only 2 silver coins among 15 were uploaded till now. the URL attached to the respective cells of these two coins are incorrectly placed. A technical mistake occurred either unknowingly or due to ignorance. Thus, reallocation of and rearrangement of the entire Prinsep collection in the museum is a Herculean task that demands immediate attention and expert intervention. For these two coins, if you click with the link, you will find it is actually of Jalaluddin Muhammad Shah, but in the database you will find is of Saifuddin Firod Shah. And if you click on the other link, it will show the other coins. So this type of, yes, that happens.
It's not an uncommon database, so we should probably take a look at that, because of course there are several ways it could be swapped.
Yes,
Two
it
coins
could be.
physically transposed.
Yes.
So information can be read tickets.
Right.
Or possibly the two images could be transferred.
Could transfer. So, I mean, that's why I said it could be unknowingly, because it should not happen. But even for these two coins, I didn't explore for the whole thing. Just two things it came to my notice, and that's why I think it should be. We should pay attention to this. However, in order to make an analysis of the collection trend, I have not provided any typological classification and details as per recent research. Instead, I wanted to show the BMC serial numbers. In fact, I'm talking about the list the table that I have prepared. In volume 2, which was published in 1885, with proper identification and Arabic legend, coins were incorporated. Notably, within this small number of Islamic coins of Bengal, Muhammadan or Mohammedan as referred to in the 19th century, the collection covers a period of more than 250 years, from Governor Ghiyasuddin Bahadur Shah to Afghan Sultan Daud Shah Kararani. Two questions arise. First, did Prinsep collect these coins with the vast span of Turco-Afghan rule in Bengal in mind, or was it merely a coincidence? Secondly, from whom and where did James Prinsep, collect these coins before departing for England in 1838 due to his severe illness? To answer the first question, it is likely that Prinsep might have had a deep interest in numismatics and the history of Bengal Sultanate, which would have driven him to collect coins spanning over such a broad period. His connections and role as the secretary of the Asiatic Society and the editor of Journal of Asiatic Society of Bengal likely provided him with the unique opportunities to acquire these coins from various sources. Prinsep was actively involved in documenting and deciphering ancient inscriptions and coins, but was he himself equipped enough to decipher and document medieval coins too? If yes, then it indicates a scholarly intent behind his collection rather than mere coincidence. As for the second question, the sources for which Prinsep obtained these coins remain somewhat ambiguous. Given his position and period's context, it is plausible that Prinsep acquired these coins from local antiquarians, collectors, or possibly from chance discovery reported to him time to time. The Asiatic Society served as a hub for such exchanges, and Prinsep's extensive network facilitated his access to these artifacts too. Errington and Curtis also refer to this collection as one of the most comprehensive from the Indian subcontinent, which is fairly attested by the museum's online digital coin collection. A digital database for Prinsep coin collection has been downloaded to develop this article in the absence of original coins. Here, I would like to mention that in near future, a systematic study can be done with these 2,500 coins to unravel many unknown facts. A systematic search of this database revealed coins of 33 dynasties out of total 501 coins from Prinsep collection. While some dynasties are represented by a single specimens, most are represented by a substantial number of coins in silver, gold, copper, and alloy. The details of these 33 categories are provided in Table 2. I should go through the slides. You can see 33 type of coins that are mentioned in the online BM catalog, which belong to this Prinsep collection with the particular accession number 1847. Now let us have a quick glance over a few coins from Prinsep collection, which include inter alia ancient coins from the Greco-Bactrian, Indo-Greek, Indo-Parthian, in the Scythian, Kushana, Huna, and Gupta dynasties, a few tribal coins of the Jodhya, early medieval coins from Shamatata, Chola, and Pallava, considerable number of medieval Sultanate coins from Delhi, Bengal, Malwa, Kashmir, and of the Suris, large number of coins of the Mughals and late medieval coins of Nepal kings, Malla kings, and the government of Tibet. The total number of coins retrieved from the digital database is less than 1/5 of the total of 2,642 coins from Prinsep collection. Nevertheless, it represents a remarkably diverse range of Indian coinage spanning over 2,000 years of history. I'm sorry to say that in this lecture, I'm not going in the details of any of the coins or the numismatic type and other things, but rather we are concentrating on the collection itself. So these are some of the varieties that I have given, and along with that, the antiquities were also there. In addition to the above, I have analyzed the photographs of only 9 pages from the accession register of the museum, which was available to me by courtesy of the British Museum. And it says each page contains 32 coins, an entry detailing a single coin with minimum curatorial information, primarily including the names of the rulers and the dynasties as known in the mid-19th century Indian history. The following is a summary of the entries from these pages. You can see I had these few pages in my research files. So there I found that which are the coins and in the pages, particular pages, how many coins are there and what kind of coins are there. So that is, I'm not going to read it out. You can find it in yourself. But the thing is, the terminology used to identify different dynasties aligns with that in the register. A total of 286 coins are recorded across these pages, though not all are included in the online catalog. It has to be. A careful review of these 9 pages reveals that the coins of the Mughal emperors under serial number 1447 to 1546, 1447 to 50 and 42, then it's 1451 to 82, Mughals of Hindustan, and may include additional coins of some new text next few pages. Coins of the Greek and Indo-Greek periods are documented on the first 2 pages, absolutely the first 2, 29 and 30, and coins for additional information and a thorough appraisal of the register, a fresh review and examination are required. Now we are coming to the catalog, which is very important, of course, for this study. The catalogs we have, mostly I have used the term BMC, that is British Museum Catalog, mostly. From 1884 to 1936, Museum's Department of Coins and Medals under Reginald Stuart Poole published catalogs of Oriental, Islamic and Indian coins of the museum collected since 1835. Poole envisioned a 5-volume series for which 4 volumes were completed by the time of his retirement in 1892, 3 jointly with his nephew Stanley Lane Poole, and the 4th by Percy Gardiner. E.J. Rapson and John Allen completed the remaining 3 volumes from 1908 to 1936. After a long gap of 7 decades, Indian scholar Paramdeep Kaur Khera published the 8th volume focusing on 6 Sikh coins. Helen Wang and Elizabeth Errington critically analyzed these 8 volumes and provided insights into the museum's coin collection. Published in Sushmita Bosu Majumdar and S.K. Bose edited commemoration volume of N.G. Rhodes. In this first catalogue of Delhi Sultan's coins, the authors of the volume acknowledged several contributions, namely Dr. Hurnley, Mr. Rogers, Mr. Thomas, and others, but no mention of James Prinsep was made. And it has been pointed out by Wang and Errington themselves. It appears that no Delhi Sultan's coins in catalogue in BMC Volume 1 from Prinsep collection, but the fact remains, the search of British Museum online catalogue reveals that 34 coins of Delhi Sultans from Prinsep collection are already published in BMC Volume 1. This discrepancy in cataloguing has been noted by Wang and Errington too. In their analysis of BMC second volume, which covers coins of other Mohammedan states of India, they have highlighted that the catalogue only identifies coins from the India Office collection, failing to mention other sources like Marsden, Cunningham, and Asiatic Society of Bengal. Even so, James Prinsep's name is omitted from Wang and Eddington's analysis. The author has located 17 coins of Bengal governors and sultans published in BMC second volume. However, the online database includes only 2 coins out of 17, along with 12 coins of the Suri rulers, all published in BMC volume 2. In the third catalog of the volume 3 of the BMC series, covering Greek and Scythic coins of Bactria and India, Wang and Eddington noted that important references included Prinsep's essays on Indian antiquities, published after his demise by Edward Thomas. This catalogue acknowledges the significance of Prinsep's work, though no specific coin from Prinsep collection is mentioned. According to the online database, BMC3 includes 9 coins of Indo-Scythians and Greco-Bactrian rulers, 12 of Indo-Greek, 8 of the Kushanas, and 3 of Parthian kings from Prinsep collection only. Notably, the database shows 92 Kushan coins from Prinsep collection, but only 8 are published in the catalogue. Recent research by Joe Cribb and Robert Bracey has provided a critical analysis of all Kushan coins from the Prinsep collection, a notable contribution that deserves special mention but is beyond the scope of this brief discussion on the Prinsep collection in the museum. The fourth volume of the series catalogs 65 Mughal coins from the Prinsep collection, as has been mentioned by Wang and Eddington too. However, only 52 Mughal coins from Prinsep collection are available in the online database with no BMC or other publication references. In the fifth catalogue, volume 5, E.J. Rapson notes that all Andhra dynasty coins described as belonging to General Godfrey Pierce were presented by the government of India. Consequently, the online database also silent on Andhra coins from Prinsep's collection. The sixth catalogue, which focuses on Gupta dynasty and Shashanka's coins, includes 30 Gupta coins from Prinsep collection. Wang and Eddington mentioned in 1847 the museum purchased from his estate and the entire collection formed by James Prinsep, which included 30 Gupta coins, many of which he had already published in his articles in the Journal of Asiatic Society. John Allen, the author of the catalogue, gave details of the British Museum's collection of Gupta coins, which included James Prinsep collection too. The online database shows 98 Gupta dynasty coins from Prinsep collection, with 90 published in BMC volume 6. Therefore, the question arises, what exactly the number of Gupta coins sold through Prinsep collection in 1847? The seventh catalogue, BMC volume 7, based on the collection of Alexander Cunningham, preserved in the museum since 1888, deals with ancient Indian coins, and as a vast repository, the selection process for the coins published in this catalogue was highly selective. As a result, the relatively smaller Prinsep collection is represented less extensively compared to the other collections in the museum. So James Prinsep, as the secretary of the Asiatic Society, published numerous articles in the JASP between 1832 and 1838. He acquired coins from various sources, including scholars, bureaucrats, and Indologists across India and northwestern frontier. That is very important. H. Wilson, in his article in Asiatic Researches, reflected on British and European collectors' trend, noting that coins from different periods and regions, including those in Prinsep's collection, were often collected and eventually found their way to Europe. The coins found in India, either purchased in bazaar or dug up at Arsacian and Sasanian princes, are occasionally met with the Roman coins are not all uncommon. The coins of the Mohammedan kings of the several principalities founded by the Musalmans constitute a third and extensive division, whilst the fourth, the rarest and least similar, are either of comparatively recent date and known Hindu origin, quote unquote. Wilson frequently referred to Prinsep's private collection, and in some cases, the provenance of the coins was also noted. As he stated, of the coins now engraved, within quote, 2 belong to the society and 2 to Mr. James Prinsep. Mind it. who has several others. He states that they are very common in Upper India, particularly about Benares, Mirzapur, and Allahabad, unquote. Wilson further stated, to quote, a number of these coins belong to the society and several are in Mr. Prinsep's possession. They have been found in various places, some along with the preceding, indicative of their being current at a similar period, unquote. So, if Prinsep's working notes and correspondences are examined and studied in future, it would be possible to trace the history of his coin collection. If Wilson was aware of the discovery circumstances and provenance of the coin in Prinsep's private collection, Prinsep's personal notes might provide even more detailed and intriguing information to us. So, to conclude, the rediscovery and the reclassification of the entire Prinsep collection, especially the coins, would indeed be a formidable task. It would require collaboration between numismatists, historians, and museum curators to accurately identify and document the coins, correcting any historical inaccuracies and ensuring that the collection is properly understood and documented. Thus, the study of the James Prinsep coin collection in the British Museum highlights the complexities of early museum acquisitions, the importance of proper cataloguing, and the ongoing need for scholarly research to uncover and correct historical records. The collection itself, particularly the coins from the Bengal Sultanate, offers valuable insights into the region's history and the interconnectedness of global numismatic studies. Thank you so very much.